Hello, everyone. Happy New Year, and welcome back to the Funny Business Podcast. We hope you guys had a safe and healthy couple past days with New Year's and Christmas and Hanukkah, everything else you celebrate, whatever you celebrate. Hope it was wonderful. If you were listening to us, maybe you saw something new. If you're watching on YouTube, you definitely saw something new. We rolled out little new brand for us, little new logo, some transitions to start the YouTube episode. And I would like to personally thank Mike, who kind of brought this idea forward. He was the person that made the logo, did the transitions, and it looks awesome. So we hope you guys enjoy it. But Mike, thank you, because it looks completely awesome.
Well, Matt, thank you for still doing a podcast.
No, thank you.
All right, we're going to stop with that because that's just,
You suck.
You suck. Well, welcome, everybody. Happy New Year from me and to everyone from my family and Jenna and little pupper Charlie and Chase. So, but yeah, so we're starting with a new refresh on the brand, 2021. With so fresh, so clean, so 2019, but no, that's 2021. Feels like it's 2019 all over again. But however, you'll start to see a little bit more of a logo now on all of our social media channels, as well as the YouTube channel itself. So hopefully you're looking forward towards that. It's kind of funny because our last in-person podcast was Matt's graduation. And I told him, I said, bring 3 different outfits. We're going to do something different. Not different, but we're going to do something to enhance the imagery for our podcasting in the future. And here we are. And Matt has a nice little profile now on TikTok that he can work with. And, it's kind of one of those things where you kind of feel good after a redesign or a rebrand. We're not changing anything about the Funny Business Podcast. You're still going to hear us every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Really in particular, it's still going to be the Funny Business Podcast itself, where the topics are going to be still relevant. They're going to be entertainment. They're going to be sports. Matt, I believe you have a few ideas yourself.
Yeah, so we introduced Say What, and dude, that's crazy. So I have some other ideas on ways we can end the show. Maybe not so topics, but more so like how we can integrate things that happened in our day-to-day lives and just kind of talk about it on the podcast. Like, I don't know, like something bad that happened in our life or like something weird that happened. So I have a few ideas I'm rolling around. We're still going to have Take It and Say What and Dude, That's Effing Crazy. But just trying to roll some new things out in the new year.
Additionally, too, we discussed this not too long ago last year. Haha, get it? Last year, because it's already 2021,
That's
baby.
always that good joke. Dad's on New Year's Eve going to be like, hey, I'll see you next year, and see him the next day. And be like, all right, you didn't really have to say that. Like, we get it.
But additionally, we spoke about this a couple weeks ago. I can not be a dad for a hot moment. And we just finished releasing our Twitch channel, which was on my birthday, I believe. That's when we officially launched it. So the beginning of December, believe it or not. A month ago. So you'll start seeing a little bit more action. We really don't necessarily have a schedule yet because Matt's looking for a job now, and I'm currently working still. So I don't think we'll find a strict schedule yet. We may in the future if it really gets more requested throughout. So if you haven't already, make sure you go follow our Twitch channel. It is twitch.tv/funnybusinessen, just like our Twitter. Wow, that felt great. I've never said a Twitch Twitch URL that actually belonged to me at some point. So that was good to say it.
Yeah, some days I'll be streaming. Some days Mike will be streaming. I'm still working on getting the PlayStation 5. It's been a process. And I'm still working on getting a camera. So when I do stream, for the time being, I won't have a camera of me. You won't see me on screen. But it's something that I find it's fun to stream. Whether we play good or bad, tune in and find out. But something that I'd like to do more of. We both would like to do more of. So, maybe most of our streams probably going to be at night. Probably. Maybe during the day if I get bored while I'm still looking for a job. I'll stream during the day. But we'll try to tweet out the Twitch channel every time we go live, and we'll try to give you guys a heads up before we go live.
Yeah.
And we'll just see where it goes.
And we'll special schedulings like my birthday, for instance. Like we'll have that in advance, obviously. So who knows? We might participate in some charity streams and whatnot for just the good of the cause, my friend. And that's how we are. But Matt, I know this episode's a little unique today. Before we get into that, I do want to ask you. I don't know if you thought about this yet.
Uh-oh.
Do you have a New Year's resolution?
Oh, yeah, get a job. Get a girlfriend. I got a lot of things on my mind, really. If I had to pick an actual New Year's resolution, I would say I do have a New Year's resolution. Yeah. So back in like July, my friend Melissa, shout out Melissa, got me on a workout schedule on an app. And I was doing really good. Lost like 10 pounds. I was doing good. And then September came around. And I haven't used the app since. And I've been paying for the app since September, just haven't been able to use it. And now that it's cold out, I can't really go for walks. So I am going to try to start getting back on that workout routine because I did feel better. And like I was actually sleeping better while I was working out because I was actually doing something during the day. So that would probably be something I want to get back to doing is working out every day. It's only like a half-hour workout, but I could sneak 2 in sometimes if I really feel like it. But that's probably something I'm looking forward to the most this year.
That's not a bad. I mean, you kind of are on a schedule already based on your daily workout. Is it daily or weekly?
It's daily, yeah.
Yeah, so you're already on a schedule. You already were on that schedule. You saw the results based on that. I think what's crazy is sometimes we get so caught up in I want to try something new instead of trying to enhance something that we already originally tried working with. Because I think that's a bigger mountain to climb when you are doing it for the first time rather than, you kind of started it and now you're kind of taking it on as far as that. So I really hope that works out for you, Matt, even though it's January 1st. We don't know about that. So
it's super easy to use. Like each day is a new workout. So like one day is cardio, next day is leg day, then upper body, and then there's Pilates and yoga. Yoga is fun, actually. Very fun.
Does it involve weights? Like, do you have to use weights or?
Yeah, some do, some don't. Yeah, it's the program I did was like a 21-day stretch. So you start off light and you work your way up.
Gotcha. Interesting.
What about you? Would you have any fancy New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I mean, for me itself, I try to just have a better outlook as far as like things that I'm already doing at the moment. Like, obviously for me, on top of the rebrand design for us, like that was kind of like something like make something better. So obviously the Funny Business redesign was kind of already a New Year's resolution accomplished. But more in particular, one of the things that I do want to get started on, because I promised myself this year I would do it, but then COVID hit, is kind of presenting myself more as an independent marketer, an independent digital marketing hub, I should say, a person of one. I do a few video projects here and there, but at the time it really doesn't, that's by case, but I really don't get any leads based on people reaching out and saying, hey, like we're interested in some photos. Can you do it? Like it's more so like internal references. Like I kind of want to get myself out there a little bit more based on that. So it's kind of one of the things that I want to do. And then obviously for me with loans, like start coming up with a plan on how I can be better in stuff. It's weird.
Adulting.
I mean, you're adulting too soon, my friend.
Yeah.
So you cannot say that anymore.
6 months. It was nice. Grad school was like, I don't have to pay loans. Like I can save some money. And like I did save some money, but now it's like, all right, this is the year I actually got to start paying off loans.
I mean, who knows? I may go for my doctorate. So.
Whoa. Yeah. I want to talk to future me.
Yeah.
Future me, if you're listening to this like 2 years from now, you better not be going for your doctorate.
Why not?
No, I'm done. I can't. The feeling I have now of knowing I'm done with school and like I don't have to add on to my loans is a great feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I can't write another paper. I had no ambition to write the papers they did have. Now they turned out well, but I'm done.
Yeah. Well, especially too, doctorate really works with your thesis or your dissertation or your defense. Is that what it is? Like I think your thesis is literally the overall or capstone. They have so many things that they call it. At least I know in academics, but I would hey, if it's offered to me for free, I might consider it. But that's
Oh, if it's free, I would consider
oh
it.
yeah, if it's free, it's for me. And then that's more
Not
anyway.
much I won't do for free. Get your mind out of there. No. Shut up.
The poor listeners are like, is he okay? And I did a look.
Okay, let me rephrase that. There's not much I won't eat for free. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Move on to the transition.
Well, Matt, I hope you and your future you are working out. I hope
Yes.
me and my future me are getting some more jobs and getting some more independent work. But a little short episode for you guys today. It is New Year's, so you're a little hungover. Maybe you don't want to listen to a 4-hour, which is okay. We understand. We can relate back in our good old college days.
I'll probably be hungover listening to this too. So.
We thought we would do something special today. We thought that because of our experience with the Funny Business Podcast. Matt, welcome to a new season. This is season 2, episode 1.
Yes.
So with the quote new year, and us being already seasonal veterans of a podcasting group, we thought we would kind of just take a little sit back and get somebody to ask us a couple questions we wouldn't necessarily ask each other. To really put it in layman's terms, it's an interview. Yeah. It's just a plain old interview. We brought on somebody that I think all of you will enjoy. His name is Coar. Connor is a senior at Honesdale High School. He will be looking to pursue his degree in some type of sports marketing or sports communication. There's so many different vocabulary definitions of that, so I'm going to try to keep it as general for him. He has not made a decision yet on college. We tried getting it out of him after the interview, but that didn't work out. But it's really exciting. Connor did a lot of research. Very happy that he did a lot of research. So you guys will hear a commercial break. And then when we come back, you will enjoy a edition of an interview from the Funny Business Podcast. Matt, I got to tell you, I am so happy we're continuing to make more episodes for our podcast.
You're so right, Mike. I really am enjoying hearing how awesome each episode is every week from everyone. It's so easy to do.
It is so easy. And we have Anchor, our sponsor for this episode, to thank for. Anchor is free to anyone that wants to start a podcast. It's easy for beginners with the creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. It also helps distribute our podcasts so our listeners can tune in to their platform of choice, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
And Mike, I gotta tell you, I was skeptical before, but we actually are making a profit off this podcast. We are still a small podcast, but it's nice to see the progress we have made with each episode with that money.
Yes, we are making it rain. Kind of. Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm.
And who knows, you may start a podcast with your best friend.
That's right. Roommates for life. Connor, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for the opportunity to have me on, and I'm ready to stick you guys with some questions, hopefully to stump you.
Well, we haven't been in a situation before where we've had somebody have us in the hot seat, so I think Matt and I are kind of prepared. Matt, what do you think?
I'm just excited to see where this goes,
So, of course, 2021, Connor is going to be shooting us some questions about the Funny Business Podcast and all that between that. And I heard there's also a game involved that we have no idea yet what that's going to be. So,
I
Connor,
love games.
the floor is yours, kid. What do you got for us?
All right, before we get to the funny games, we're going to get down to business first. So the first question for you guys is, what were your first impressions of each other when you guys first met? When you guys were freshmen in high school, freshmen in college at Misericordia?
I don't know if I ever told this story in the podcast, but we first met on a game show on campus. And I remember Mike had to do a skit of like Sarah Palin running for president or something like that. And it was just hysterical. And I don't know, we just kind of clicked from like the very beginning. I thought he was a cool guy. We had a class freshman year together, and then sophomore year we just ended up living together, and the rest is kind of history. But we never had like a rough patch. I feel like weird enough.
Agreed, Matt. Kind of the flip flop. Yeah, we did meet at a game show on college during our 4-day orientation, but at the same time, Matt, we were the opposites. The opposites attract, I would
Oh,
say. Like,
100%.
came off as far as like the introvert meets the extrovert, but then I found out much later that you are an extrovert at times, and it's quite funny.
Psychopath.
Psychopath. But it really, we haven't really gone against each other, I guess. Friendships always have that rough patch, but hey, maybe it might be in 2021. Who knows?
Who knows?
But
Podcast could be the death of us.
yeah, right. But we really didn't see much of a difference in between each other. And then I was kind of looking for a roommate, and Matt, you were kind of looking for a roommate too. And that's how the whole roommates for life came for Sequence. And we were roommates or housemates for the rest of our college career, at least for our undergrad. And here we are doing a podcast.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, it was just kind of like clicked from the beginning, and even like freshman year, we didn't talk like a lot. At like we had our first class, night class, or fall semester. Spring semester, we didn't really see each other a whole lot. But like when we did, like just like caught up, saw how each other was doing, and yeah, that's about it.
Great. So kind of with that roommates for life, when you guys mentioned that a lot in your podcast before, what was like the defining moment that you guys knew that you were going to be roommates for life no matter what?
Wow,
Getting
deep. Wow.
Matt, I think, at least in my perspective, it's how crazy my schedule was, at least from coming from my perspective, like how much I was involved in extracurricular activities that like really put a front-facing value within the things that I participated in, like first year orientation, the television studio, the radio station. Like, you were always there no matter what, and I think you always asked me about the things, and even though you probably might not have understood what the heck was going on, you were there. And here you are still now asking me random crap about alumni relations and all that, and now I have to cater to you being an alumni, 2-time alumni. So I think that's kind of where the things was like, you know what, Matt really cares. Matt really does care.
Yeah, I'm just a curious person. Like, you were always working on stuff, and just kind of wanted to know what was going on. I feel like junior year, we kind of really like the bond kind of grew because like I started to spend more time in the house because like we actually had like more guy friends that we had mutual friends with. I started hanging out with them, and it's just kind of, I don't know. I don't really know if there was like a moment that we could say like that was it. I think it was just more so like our bond just grew as time went on.
I think there was also the times too where I needed a test subject or I needed somebody to help set up my things, because I literally had all my camera equipment with me in the room. And then there was the one time, actually, you know what's a good key point to talk about? When we were thinking of getting snow and thinking about canceling school. And we decided to do that prank where Matt actually changed his contact to our president's name. And then me texting him saying, hey, do you think we're going to have off tomorrow? And it was like, Mr. President, if I get 200 retweets, would you cancel school? And I think you replied back, pretty sure it's not legal, but sure, you're on. And people believed it. So
we got like 250 retweets. And then we had to put an apology video out because people actually thought that Mike had the president's number. His first name was literally his contact name, not even president, his last name. It was just people were so gullible, and then they kind of went with it. And it was kind of like the first moment we had that like we got to like, it actually probably is the moment right there that we both kind of knew.
That's great. So kind of like a yin and a yang, with the extrovert meets the introvert, and then you guys just kind of bonded over that. That's awesome. So kind of focusing more towards the podcast, who brought up the idea of starting a podcast?
So I think Mike definitely brought it up first, and then it was something we've always talked about since like, I'd say last year this time, like starting a podcast, because like I started to get in more podcasts and Mike started to listen to more podcasts, and then quarantine hit. And I was just kind of like sitting there one day, and I texted him like, yo, like, what would I need to do to like get this podcast started? And then like 2 minutes later, he sends me a microphone on Amazon. He's like, this would work. And I was like, all right. So I bought the microphone, got it. I had no idea what I was doing. And then we kind of like zoomed a few times to set it up, and the rest is history.
I think, Matt, it totally hit the nail on the head with that story. But I think ideally what was coming about during quarantine, and I'm sure anybody who's in this field of podcasting was, okay, well, now you have to figure out how to do it remotely, or now you have to figure out how to do it safely. And, we just got Zoom, so we were benefiting off of using the Zoom, but also too, with my undergrad degree as well as Matt's sports background, it kind of just meshed. For the editing sake of being able to take Matt's audio that he records on his end to taking my audio on my end, and then also the video from the Zoom call, putting it together, and then calling it a day. Like, there's just so much that we kind of valued out of just being together as a team rather than one person going off and doing a podcast and another person going off to do another. So it was kind of nice having the dynamic duo. I know you call it a yin and yang, but it's kind of the dynamic duo of, kind of us believing in that, just that idea of let's just start. And I'm sure Matt can talk a little bit more about that.
I think it made it easier too. Like, I have more of a sports passion. You have more like entertainment passion. So it made it easy. Like, hey, what are we going to talk about? Well, we'll do half entertainment. We'll do half sports. It kind of, that made the startup process a lot easier because we knew what we had to do. And it's funny, I don't know if I ever said this, but when we first started episode 1, we were hoping to hit like half hour. Like, we were going to do like 15 minutes entertainment, 15 minutes sports. And then the first episode we went like an hour. We're like, well, I guess we don't have to worry about that part anymore. And then we just kind of run like hour episodes now. So it's kind of cool to see like we had a plan and like kind of went like above and beyond. It was pretty cool to see.
That's great. So now that we got the preliminary questions out of the way, now it's time to play a game. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of it on YouTube or a TV show or something like that. It's How Well Do You Know Me? Well, how well do you know each other, really? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys a question, and we'll alternate who goes first. So if that works for you guys.
Perfect.
So question one is, who is your celebrity crush? So like, Mike, you think of it, and then Matt, you try to answer it correctly.
So I'm guessing who Mike's celebrity crush was?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, this is easy.
I'm ready.
Yeah, Natalie Portman.
That's correct.
Yeah, that was a softball to start.
Now, crap.
All right.
Go ahead.
I was going to go to another question where, like, what's your favorite restaurant to eat at? But I know Matt would have already known Mike's. I don't know if Mike would have known Matt's, but I can even see it from Instagram where Mike loves going to Moe's. Like, It doesn't matter. It's Moe's.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Moe's is, yeah.
I spent $6,000 there, so I really can't complain about me.
That's what you can't not love Moe's.
Matt, I'm trying to remember it's the Sports Illustrated cover issue. It's literally on your wall, and it's literally drawing a blank. It literally was in your background during the videos before
I'm trying to redecorate. All right, it's tough to find wall decor.
Meanwhile, I have a freaking whiteboard that's barely written on in the background.
There we go.
I'm trying to remember. Am I right? It's the girl that's the poster.
Yeah, that would be correct.
Okay, and the name. I'm like I'm drawing a blank on the name. I apologize, but I know who it is. She's blonde.
Okay.
Is it Kate? Yeah. No.
Close. No,
Kate.
that's half of it.
Kate.
Oh, come on.
No,
I think I even know it.
Listen, Connor, you're the one who's asking the questions, not helping.
I'm the mediator.
You're the mediator. Is it Kate? I want to say Fox, but like that's not like it's not legit. That's Kate
You're
Smith.
Kind of
Kate
close.
Smith.
No.
Okay, what is it?
Go ahead, Connor.
I think it's Kate Upton.
Yeah,
Kate Upton. That's what it was.
Yeah. You combined Kate Upton and Megan Fox there.
Kate Fox. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
No.
All right. So this question would be for Matt. You guys can just answer the questions. What is a household chore that you guys hate the most? Matt, if you want to start this time.
All right, I got mine.
I'm gonna say remodeling your bathroom, but actually no, the carpets.
I didn't think of that. No, I was gonna say dusting. I hate dusting with a passion. It's just like, it's not hard. It's just you have to move every single knickknack and you have to get it. It's a pain in the ass. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Household chore that you hate. I don't know if you hate this. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say cooking.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Boom.
I was gonna say like washing the dishes, but I'm like, well, in order for me to do that, I have to cook. So that's the backup. But
True.
it's I would never. I thought like dusting for you, Matt, or like cleaning. So me living in my apartment now by myself, I would think, oh man, like cleaning is like the worst thing ever. But really, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice at the end of the day. You're done vacuuming and you're done mopping the floor, and then here you are. So I actually love dusting. Like my desk is like one big thing is like me dusting my desk is like nice because then as soon as you're done, you get to sit down. It's nice and clean. So.
All right. So, what is your guys' favorite TV show?
Oof.
Yeah, I
Right.
know. You have a few, Matt.
Yeah. Here, I'll think of yours first. So,
Okay.
this is tough. You don't watch a
So-
whole lot of TV.
Do we want to be specific and say TV show or like just episodes?
Let's go TV show.
TV show. Okay. Okay. Let me see. I'm just gonna say. Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess.
I think I'm just gonna say The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I mean that's
Okay.
kind of what,
That's because that's the last thing you watched.
and literally the only thing that I can watch 2 seasons of and not complain
Yes.
about. So,
Exactly.
Matt, okay, so you have a bunch.
Yeah.
So you have The Walking Dead. I'm just naming them off. You have The Walking
Yes.
Dead. You have The Office. You have The Mandalorian. You at one point Stranger Things was another one. Oh God, but what's your favorite? Maybe I'm missing one. Probably. Am I?
You are missing one, but that's not the top one.
Okay, that's not
you.
the top
You
one.
rattled off like the top 4 out of 5.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with The Office. Final answer.
Yeah, that would be
Okay,
correct.
there we go.
Best comedy show of all time. The last 2 seasons fell off the map a little bit, but they were still decent.
All right. Second to last question. Are you guys a cat or dog person? Something easy.
Count of 3.
Yep. 1,
Right.
2, 3. Dog.
Dog. Easy. You
That was
can't not
insane.
love dogs. Can't not love
Yeah,
dogs.
you can't. You really
They're the
can't.
best.
If you all recall, last year wow, now I can finally say last
Whoa,
year now.
that's
That is
freaky.
weird. Last year we did an episode segment about dogs, and of course we talked about our favorite dog moments. And of course, Matt gave away. Well, I wouldn't say gave away. Matt had Jenna's family adopt Chase.
Yes.
So that's how it all kind of started with the segment. So it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, dog. I was a cat person originally, but now I'm.
Were you
more up
really?
to it. I was. I actually was. I think
freak.
we discussed about that before.
It's like
but-
I don't even know you.
Yeah, dude, I'm a dog fan. Shut up.
All right. So, last question for the game. If you could bring back one famous person back to life and have dinner with them, who would it be and why?
Do you want me to go first, Matt?
Yeah.
All right. I have mine.
Okay. I gotta think about this. One famous person. I am going to say. Wow, this is tough. My mind's going all over the place.
What,
right
what
now.
do you have? What do you have?
I don't really have anything. I have like, I don't know why like a old late night talk show host is in my mind right now. No, okay, good. I was gonna say that. Wow. I am gonna say. I don't know. I'm just gonna think of someone off the top of my head, and I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Wow. I'm stumped. Give me a hint.
Sports.
Oh, okay. Kobe.
Yes.
Yeah, Kobe.
That was probably one of the not worst, but that was probably one of the celebrity / star deaths that actually took me like a full day to like come to realize that Kobe's gone. So I even told Jenna about it, and she's like, really? Like, you're that upset about it? I'm like, that's Kobe Bryant, for crying out loud. Like, so
Yeah, that was a tough day. We all
That-
grew up with him, and that day. I can still picture that whole day like in my head.
yeah. Well,
It was
I
freaky.
could literally picture our text message conversation between
Yes.
us, Matt. Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of like, Connor, I know you with news, like, you're starting to learn like journalistic values. So when
Oh, yeah.
TMZ came out and had the report for Kobe, and Matt texted me, and I said, I don't want to believe it yet. TMZ reported it. And then, of course, TMZ was right to begin with. And that just, I kept refreshing Twitter, like literally kept hitting refresh just to make sure I needed another news source. And yeah.
And everyone just kept texting each other, like, did you hear the news? Like, yeah, and like no one knew what to say. It was just like such a weird day.
And then, of course, I was getting news calls. Like, I was getting station text messages from people being like, hey, we need to reach out to so-and-so, which was your head basketball coach for your university, because he played against Kobe in high school. So he was interviewed online. He was interviewed about it, the whole situation. And I'm like, yeah, it's the day for you. So it was crazy. But yeah, no, definitely Kobe. It just Mamba mentality, man. That's where it's at. So now your turn, Matt.
Yes, I'm still trying to think.
Okay. Connor,
is
who
very
would
tough.
who would you want to? Who would you want to have dinner with?
I don't want to steal your thunder, but I would probably say Kobe Bryant too, because the day like you said, I can still remember the day like it was yesterday. But instead of seeing it from TMZ first, I heard it from ESPN,
Oh, so you
and
got
that
it.
was
Yeah.
even then I was like, this can't be real. Someone had to have hacked ESPN's app. Like something had to happen, but I couldn't believe it.
That's crazy.
It, like-
so nuts.
Yeah, like you said, it probably took me like a whole day for it to finally be like, dang.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then actually last year on December 21st, our high school played at the Barclays Center. The game that Kobe was at with his daughter when the Nets played the Hawks, we were in the nosebleeds and we were like,
jeez.
oh my gosh, Kobe Bryant's down there courtside.
Oh,
And then we ended up playing on that same court after the Nets and the Hawks played. So that was pretty cool to see.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, now because I saw highlights of you guys being there, so that's
yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
Matt, did you pick one?
Yeah, I think I got mine.
Who's yours in?
Sports.
Sports?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna take a swing at it.
Okay.
Pun intended. No,
What?
but I said I'm gonna take a swing at it. Pun intended.
Unintended.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Okay.
My brain's not working too well today, folks.
It's not regular recording time for
No.
everybody. Yogi Berra.
It's a good guess.
Okay. Am
And
I
it
in?
is
Yankees.
another Yankees
Yankee.
catcher.
Thurman Munson.
Yeah, Thurman.
Really?
Mostly because like Thurman was my dad's favorite player growing up, and like every time my dad talks about Thurman, he just like lights up. And I don't know, I feel like it'd just be cool to like get a chance to like talk to Thurman. And like Thurman Munson should be in the Hall of Fame. I would just like to point that out. Should be in the Hall of Fame. But I just love to like hear his old stories. Like there's so many old Yankees. Like I could have went like Mickey Mantle, because like Mickey Mantle just went out and partied like every single day and came to the games hungover as shit and just like killed it on the baseball field. Like I would love to talk to like any of those old Yankees. But if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Thurman Munson.
Are you a baseball fan, Connor?
Not really.
No.
But I still respect greatness when I see it. So the Yankees are a storied program and organization, and I can still remember seeing pictures when they retired Derek Jeter's number and having the whole row of retired jersey numbers. And there's only like, isn't there only like under 50 numbers that you can actually choose from because half of them are retired already?
Something like that. I was actually at that game that they retired his number.
Oh,
It
that's
was-
awesome.
Oh my gosh, it was sick. Like it was a doubleheader, so we got there like the middle of the second game, and people were just chanting like Derek Jeter. Like it was insane. It was a Sunday night game, and that was one of the greatest days of my life. Like the moment the ceremony started, people just didn't shut up. Like they were just cheering and yelling the whole time. And when he came on the field, it was incredible.
Yeah, another fantastic moment to think about. But Connor, any final questions or anything you want to try to give us as far as this wonderful interview that you've so graciously hosted?
I did stump you guys once, so that was a win for me in my book. But let's see. If I had to think of one, yeah, I don't really know if I can think of another one off the top of my head without doing like another Google search. How well do you know me game?
I was like, wait a minute, we're on Google. Like we're showing up.
No. That's where when I prepped for this.
It's one of those questions. Like people also ask.
Yeah, people also ask. Yeah,
is Matt single?
Still yes. Still yes.
We need to make a website page where it literally just says yes.
No. Oh, I thought you meant you were going to make a website page of if I'm still single.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, but it's a subpage of the Funny Business
True
website that we don't have.
No, we don't have.
Well, Connor, two more final questions for you, because now we're going to put you on the hot seat. I thought we would do a special edition of Take It. Yes, Matt, I'm grabbing the reins on this.
Whoa. The frick, dude.
So, Matt, you think of one Take It that we've discussed in these past episodes. Not up for discussion because I'm sure Matt and I have already discussed about this. So I will go first. This one was very heated. Batman. Is he a superhero or not?
I'm gonna say no.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Okay, can I justify?
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Go
Yes.
ahead.
Okay.
Fine.
All right, first of all, I'm a Marvel guy.
Okay.
So, and then Batman didn't really have any super like skills.
Mic drop.
He had more technology based stuff, whether it was the bat grenades or whatever it was. But I don't know, I think he used technology to his advantage, kind of like the same way Robert Downey Jr. did with the Iron Man. But it's Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man, so
You literally summed it up perfectly. Batman's just got a little utility belt.
I rest my case.
Okay. Let's see. Which one am I going to go with? I'm going to throw it back to the very first one we ever did.
Oh my God.
Connor, who would win in a fight? Now I got to think of the wording of this. Hold on. All right. Who would win in a fight? 50 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? It's probably the strangest question you'll ever get asked in your
He's
life.
actually thinking about
probably.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the logistics behind it, and
So it's basically 50 mini duck-sized horses
50,
or a big duck.
one big duck.
Yeah.
Connor, if this is ever gonna teach you anything, this is not what you're gonna learn in college. So
No.
I don't know. I would think. I don't know. I want to say one giant duck, but I don't know. That's tough. 50 duck-sized horses. I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with the duck. One giant-sized duck.
It's tough.
yeah,
It's a tough call.
that was very mellow.
It's one of those questions where you hear it, you're like, what the hell is this all about? And then you actually got to come up with an answer.
Yeah, now it's going to stump me even after all this is over. I'm like, who actually would win?
Connor's gonna be driving home. He's gonna be like, well, wait, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, just so as I can get Matt back, what's boring to watch, soccer or golf?
Golf.
Okay, thank you very much.
100%.
We're gonna end
That's-
that.
No, that's
100%.
It's bullshit.
I played soccer in high school.
Oh, so you're
And-
biased. Okay, there we go.
No, it's not only that I'm biased. I've tried to watch golf, like the Masters in April for Easter time, and I can't never watch. The only time that I would watch golf is the last hole when they're putting for the win. That'd be it. just the build up and then the adrenaline that gives off, that'd probably be it. But other than that, soccer.
The Masters, the World Series of golf.
I'm done.
Well, Connor, it has been such a pleasure for having you on the podcast. For those who don't know, Connor Coar, senior at Honesdale High School, you'll certainly see him do good things once he is in a higher education degree itself. And who knows, you may see him interviewing us again when we're nice, big, and famous, and he's nice, big, and famous. So, Connor, thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck with the rest of your senior semester.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate you guys having me on.
Matt, I don't think we sounded stupid during that interview.
I always think I sound stupid, but no, thank you to Connor for doing that. He did a great job. It was a lot of fun.
Big thank you to Connor. Learned a lot about ourselves. I feel like that friendship test, besides me horribly, Kate Upton, me horribly not remembering Kate Upton was horrible.
I would have accepted Megan Fox too. So you had like
Meshed
90% of it.
Kate Fox.
Yeah, close enough.
It's kind of funny because I don't think Connor truly understood our friendship. And that was like, once we first said about your celebrity crush, I'm like, oh dear God. Like,
Oh, I knew it as soon as he said it. I was
a
like, yep,
heartbeat.
one for one.
I was surprised that I got Thurman Munson, believe it or not. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, on the second try, obviously, but no, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, again,
it was very fun.
big shout out to Connor. Good luck in all of his future endeavors, as we have said before. But with that concludes another episode of the new season of the Funny Business Podcast. Make sure you follow us on our social media, Funny Business Entertainment on Facebook and Instagram, and Funny Business EN on Twitter and Twitch. You can catch us all on YouTube. You can subscribe. You can watch these episodes. You can watch me giving weird looks to Matt during the show itself, or you can watch Matt taking casual sips of the brewski. So,
And next week we are back to regular scheduled programming, entertainment topics, sports topics, and I'm going to announce the first segment to end the show next week. Dude, that's crazy.
I was like thinking, I'm like, should I add like a little suspense music?
No, I just didn't know which one to pick. That's the one I picked.
Well, guys, get ready for that next week. But until next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.
Okay. Then we'll do a whew at the end, and then we'll do the ending. So.
Whoosh.
Whoosh.